Hey, baby. Welcome to Late Night Q&A with cocktails. I'm Tommy, we're Smosh, and today we'll be drinking cocktails and answering questions that you've submitted. We've got 2 cocktails today. One's a little light and one's a little crazy. So we're gonna start with our light questions. We're going to get to our crazy ones. With me today is my bead of sweat, my stupid pants, and Shane Talk.
Hi.
Also with me is Courtney, and of course, Amanda Acanto.
Hello. Thank you for my full name.
You're welcome. I will now go venture to my bar and put the final touches on our first cocktail.
Okay.
All right. Oh. Wow.
Tommy is the bartender.
Whoa. One of them already has a straw in it.
Let me get the cucumber.
That's yours.
We got the brat straws.
Woo!
Gorgeous. Oh, I love that sound.
This one?
Why won't my neck do that?
How funny would it be if I busted my
Please.
Oh, it would
drink
actually
sweat
be everywhere.
You're supposed to say that after you've made it safe.
The nice thing is it would still be worth it.
So what we're about to drink is, I found it during the pandemic when I was in my bartender era. This is the Green Gin Giant, is what someone called it online. It's basically a mojito with gin. You have gin, muddled cucumber, muddled mint, and muddled basil. My brain couldn't make all those vowels happen. And there is elderflower for sweetness, and grapefruit soda for the lightness.
Okay, that's like all my favorite flavors.
Wow, has a really good mouthfeel.
You have to put it in your mouth.
You have to put it in your mouth first.
Oh, that's so refreshing.
Okay,
Whoa.
I'm on the deck.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's summer.
Yep.
You're with your family, so they're like, do you want a cocktail? And you go, please now.
Please
Thank you.
now, thank you.
The sea breeze is coming in, and you're in a fun little dress.
Just like that.
Exactly.
It is
So
like a
good.
mojito. It's got
It is
that
like a
same
mojito.
type of freshness.
Nice little tart, but gin, my favorite.
And, oh, and lime juice, of course.
Oh, can't even
Yes.
taste the gin. That's what's alarming.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Well,
luck.
there's a lot of flavors in there.
Shall we start our questions?
Let's start our questions.
Our first question comes from that Belgian guy in love. The question is, what is a character you tried but didn't really work like you wanted it to?
There's a lot.
That's a great question. I've struggled with a few characters, but I remember there was this one where I worked so hard on it. And it was like in the pandemic, like when we tried like a dating show,
Oh, yeah.
and there was like 1 million contestants. And I didn't realize how little of my character was actually gonna be used.
Oh, no. What was the character?
She was like a 1920s movie star. Like
I
something like that.
remember. You're like flapper
Yeah,
lady.
I was very proud of her, but like and it was just so exhausting. And then when I saw she was barely used, I was like, I can't do it again. I can't do this again.
A character that I have seen fans call out a couple times is a character I did deep in the pandemic. It was like, we did it from home, so this is me recording from home.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Sex Captain Francisco.
Uh-huh. What?
It was,
Hello there. My name is Captain Francisco. I am here in my captain's quarters, relaxing, having a good time. Don't you worry about it.
I forget what we were playing, but I played this guy, he's a boat captain of just a boat where just people just have sex.
Oh,
And
I don't.
Miami.
It was really
Was
good.
I in this video?
I can't remember.
Were
but
you?
I know I was.
Were you?
That's all I remember.
What's
Just
funny
you.
about, like, I think where a lot of the character came from was like, we were just filming a lot of stuff and we're filming from home, which just isn't as fun.
We were going mad.
I was kind of losing my mind, and I think I was
I remember that.
I think I was actually kind of upset, and so I was like, oh, I have to come up with a character? Okay, I'm gonna do this sex captain. And it ended up like, I was just like, as we were recording it, I was like, oh, this is not a good character. This is gross, this is stupid.
Well.
And then fans really
They love it.
and they
miss him.
still talk about it, and I'm like, really? Like, you want that one? All right.
Amanda, do you have any characters that you...
Oh yeah, tons. I can't think of one that's like here right now, but I definitely had 2 major ones that like kind of broke my heart. I thought it was hilarious.
What was it?
She's a cocaine therapist.
Okay.
Okay, and she kind of talks like this, and she's a therapist, and the person's like, I'm going through some really tough stuff. She's like, okay, close your eyes. And as the person closing her eyes, she starts cutting up lines of cocaine, and then she goes, now listen, you gotta tell him, and you gotta burn all his clothes. And they're like, what?
What?
It's like, you do this. Once, this happened to me. And then she goes into just stories about herself, and they're so crazy. And
Right.
the person's like, really? And then she's like, yeah. And she keeps doing
God.
lines of Coke. And as the person goes up, she goes, give me a hug, we're done. And she's like, what?
Was it at Smosh?
No.
No, it's the Groundlings.
I performed it twice at Groundlings, and people are like, oh my God, that character.
Oh, whoa.
They're like, wow. Yeah.
What about you, Tommy?
I'll do some characters and be like, that was something. And then it's like, it doesn't get, the fans don't go, yes. They're like,
Hard.
Yeah.
somehow the mental illness stuck, which I love.
Yeah.
Incredible.
That was something that I did myself in LA as a character bit that I then retired and then was like, it can't be dead. And so I did it on Trying Not to Laugh, and now it's like the thing that people know me
It is.
for.
It's
So good.
Yeah, thanks.
Mental illness.
Mental illness. Yeah, it's all about the accent that doesn't belong anywhere. Okay. Let's do another question.
Yes.
At Calm AD 3120 says, or asks, there's a question mark. They ask, if you had to switch wardrobes with anyone in the Smosh office, cast or crew, who would it be? I already know Court's answer.
I know my answer. I think it'd be a sleigh to switch with Court.
That's true. That's true.
You have the best outfits.
Very true.
It would be an
Thank you.
absolute sleigh.
Oh my gosh. I would say, when I'm feeling more masculine, Alex Tron for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But on a femme day, Olivia.
Mm.
You want to just look like money and sex at the same time?
Beautiful.
Sorry. She's got such gorgeous wardrobe.
I just think I would look silly trying to dress like anyone else on the cast.
I feel like you secretly
feel
want to
like-
dress like Tim.
Yeah, I mean,
Tim's dapper as hell.
classy and dapper. I like that vibe. I don't know. It's tough to say. I will say, sometimes Angela has vintage like sweatshirts that I think she's owned for like 15 years where I'm like, that's just so sick looking. I wish I could find that at a thrift store.
Oh.
And then I'm jealous of Chance finding
I was
stuff
just
at
gonna
thrift
say
stores.
Chance.
Thrifting Kings.
Every time Chance has something awesome, I'm like, where did you get this? He's like, I thrifted it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
It's
Chance.
always, whenever someone says thrifted, I'm like, F you.
Yeah.
Let's take it back. Tell me where you really got it.
yeah.
Yep, definitely.
He's so good at it.
There needs to be a thrift store for Roblox-shaped people so that I can get some
Squares
clothes.
only.
I don't think there is.
Squares only.
Squares only. Are you rectangle-ish? Try this on.
Clothes at thrift stores never fit me.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah.
I'm a rectangle with weird legs added on, so
I love
I knew that too.
I'm like very, very, very curvy. And they were like, this does not.
They're like,
It's like,
tall and carvy?
Tall, yeah, curvy.
Daddy!
Freaking tall, come on. I like the way you look. I'm like,
Bro, we went to a thrift store and I was like, I really want to find a tweed like
Dog-
sport coat or like
houndstooth.
a houndstooth
Oh, wow.
jacket.
Ooh.
Like, I really want like a sport coat to wear with like jeans and stuff. We go and I'm looking through, I'm like, none of these work, none of these fit me, none of these are the right pattern. Courtney finds one for herself. And I was like, God damn it.
I literally, because if you give me an assignment, I will put it in my brain and then my eye can catch whatever I'm looking for. So I find houndstooth anywhere. And I found in a women's section a houndstooth blazer that is like perfectly tailored at the waist and it would be so perfect.
And she looks great in it. And I was just like, cool, you got one. That's awesome.
At Ticket Existing 8972 asks, I've been wondering this for a while. How do you guys decide who is going to be in each video? Are there signups?
So there's a funniest people ranking that we have on the main wall.
yeah.
And they after a shoot, they'll look us in the eyes and move someone's name either up
Yep.
or down.
You have to check in with them. It's like punching out. Instead,
Yeah.
instead you look in and you go, how'd I do? And they went,
Yeah, you usually
you're
know,
off the chart today. Meaning off, like bad.
you usually know you're not in a video when they spit in your face.
Yeah. It's wild here at Smosh.
It's really crazy. Do you have the real answer?
I mean, I feel like it's just kind of up to the producers. And I feel like they're deciding more based on vibes and
Availability.
and who's
Yes.
probably who's excited about the video the most. I don't know. It varies.
I think they start with, like, okay, this person would be perfect for the video. Like, oh, if it was like Sims, they'd be like, well, Courtney loves Sims. And oh, what are we thinking for this episode? Oh, Angela would love that. It's like very much,
Vibes.
who can we champion best in this video, I feel like.
And then
when
like
they're doing
building
that.
off of that and like making sure that the mixture is right.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then people are unavailable, and then they swap in and out.
It's very low key though.
So low-key.
It's like anybody can be in anything.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, and you also have to be the best, you know?
You had to be so funny.
yeah, but it is a serious competition and there are sheets that are laid out and we all
Yeah.
run up to
and
it
if
like
you're
a
the
theater
least
troupe.
funny of the week, you get a swirly at the end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, the swirlies, ooh,
Oh, they ruin your hair.
they really suck.
It's really tough because Spencer and Bailey have to give you a swirly, and
Yeah.
Can I tell you a weird story? I don't know if this has, in middle school, did anybody have like, people were called like scrubs?
Yeah.
If you were a 6th grader, you were a scrub because they would give you a swirly and use you to clean the toilet.
Oh.
And then it was like the toilet washers for the 7th graders, which was like the people who give the 6th graders the swirlies, and then the 8th graders were the kings and queens.
Whoa.
Oh
That was what they
God.
said in my middle school.
Did you ever get swirlied?
No.
Was that ever real or was that just
I
said?
don't know. I wonder if like maybe that happened in the 80s or 90s and it just kind of was talked
Just
about.
kept-
Comment down below if someone at your school, at any point in your school career, got swirlied.
Yeah.
Not even
I'm
you, just
curious.
anyone.
Anyone.
Swirly
anyone, if-
means you get your head stuck in the toilet and they flush it and your hair gets swirly around
Awful.
in the toilet.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Okay, this is a question for you two.
Ooh.
Get out of here, boys.
All right.
Antarctica
Of course.
asks, what did Viva La Volva choose for office lunch?
Oh.
Oh, what's the name of the place?
Kava.
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 What is kava?
Mediterranean.
Ooh, why
didn't
Kava
know that.
over any other Mediterranean place?
Well, I haven't been there. It was Angela's choice. I wanted Taiwanese, but I don't think that they do catering.
Yeah, I wanted sugarfish.
Stop.
They don't do catering. I wanted sugarfish, I wanted din tai fung.
Yeah.
But catering is, you gotta get catering.
Yeah.
So we haven't tried kava yet, but Angela says it's amazing.
We got another question.
Okay.
At Bravo997 asks, just Amanda. Amanda,
Cheese.
as a fellow Portuguese masshole, I need to know what your favorite Portuguese dessert is.
I don't think it's a dessert,
Okay.
but you can have it as a dessert.
Okay.
Natos is one of my absolute favorite things in the world.
For those
What is it?
for those of us who don't know what that is.
So natos is basically eggs, like whipped eggs,
Oh.
and it looks like it's in a little like pastry. There's no like hard edges. It's in like a little pastry, and then it's like whipped eggs with like brown spots on it because it's like sugar,
Okay.
and it's baked like I don't know how they bake it.
So is it like flan adjacent?
It's like flan, but you could pick it up and eat it.
At LieFit, that's L-I-E, LieFit 2714 asks, if you were locked in the Smosh office for 24 hours, what would you do?
Drink all the recess cans that we have, and just chill, bitch. Stay away from all the prop area because there's weird shit in there, and they could come alive and get you.
That's true.
That's
Five
very
Nights at
true.
Freddy's, Five Nights at Smosh.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm truly stuck in like I can't get out of this building, I'm probably gonna head to the game stage and just play video games
Yeah.
to try to distract myself
Awesome.
until.
So you're just trying to bide time until it's over.
Probably try to bide
Yeah.
time. I probably at some point would get bored of that, and maybe I would like venture around and just see if there's any nook or cranny that we've all ignored or something.
Whoa. And do what?
I guess I would probably. I mean, like 24 hours straight stuck in here. I'd probably start snooping on people's desks and just being like,
yeah.
what do you got?
Whoa.
What do you got
Yeah.
in here? What's going on?
You're going through people's shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
That's
stuck
awesome.
here. I'm stuck here. That's the like 20th hour, you know, where I'm like, dude,
Wow.
I'm losing my mind.
Wait, that's crazy because 4 hours they're coming in.
I know.
You do it that close to when they're coming in?
Yeah, I'd be cutting it close.
I do it in the second hour.
to feel the thrill.
Oh, immediately.
I'd do it immediately.
Immediately.
Hello.
I think I have like a box of corn dogs in the freezer, so I'd probably get at those. I would be just start making all kinds of food for myself. I would just be eating it all because there's so much snacks and treats in here, and I'd be just making them all, and then I'd be eating them and playing Sims, and maybe take a nap on the big new couch we have.
I would raid the art department, grab some paints, and paint the white wall in the bullpen.
Oh
my God, please
That's the
do
best
that.
answer. That's the best
That
answer.
wall-
I would do
answer.
some
Desperately.
mural,
Or
some
even the
crazy
wall
thing.
with the office
Yeah,
doors.
that's the best answer.
Yeah, just some splatty,
That sounds
crazy.
so romantic.
Finally.
You're just like, well, I guess.
I'm here for 24 hours.
I love
Why was that Arnold?
That was fully Arnold.
So
You went
no.
full Arnold.
Owls.
Okay, at BoBela97 asks, what's a character, or just a joke in general, of someone else's that you look at and think, damn, I wish I would have thought of that?
Pretty much everything Spencer said in the Try Not to Laugh Trivial Pursuit Chosen Edition.
God, he's so
He
good
was
at off the
on
cuff shit.
fire. So actually, it's two different videos. Spencer said shit where I'm just like, the f*** fuck, man. And one was the WNBA joke.
No, it was the NBA.
Oh.
I'm being told it's like the WNBA, but all dudes.
Which
That was so
it's
good.
become legendary online. Like people all over, like that's insane. And then also on the Gentleman's Don't Win Mario Party, when he's playing this 1800s gentleman, and he's just saying crazy shit. But he's talking about the Koopas, the turtle people, and he's just like
Queer little creatures, and gay to be certain too.
I'm just like, what are you saying? He was just saying crazy
God,
shit.
he's so
And he was like,
good.
he was saying it with such a straight face, just so nonchalantly. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Like he keeps that in a safe. He keeps that part of his brain in a safe until it's time.
There's some things about Spencer where he could say the F slur, and I would let him have it. I would be like, "You're allowed. That was hilarious." There's just something about him.
It's the allyship for
He gets a
ally.
pass, man.
He gets a pass. He gets a
Say
pass.
anything, and I'm like, why do I think you're hot? It's insane. What's happening here? This is wrong.
I think our fans could concur that if so many other people on the cast said shit that he said, they'd be mad. Like
Right,
they'd be mad. They're like,
100%.
you can't say
Spencer
that. Only
says
Spencer. Only Spencer can say
Remember
that.
when he beat me with a burrito?
This is not fair. This is not fair, mate. This is not fair.
You were to be punished as a boy.
That was the funniest
No,
thing
and he said you have to be beaten as a boy.
Beaten as a boy.
It is. It made it in the video.
So good.
It's so fucking nuts.
I'm so glad.
It's because we all know he has only the best intentions, and he's like a sweet little sweetheart, and he's like the best.
Spencer's TM, like
For
fully,
sure.
fully.
I love that.
God.
We have 3 questions left of this round,
Oh,
as it seems to be timing out perfectly.
I guess I'm a quick drinker.
Keep up, sir.
I'm sorry.
At Addy the Wrath asks, who is the most like their on-screen persona, and who is the least like it?
Oh,
That's tough.
I feel like everyone is pretty.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a misconception about the on-screen persona thing. I think when the cameras are rolling, we have energy drinks. You know, we prep. We're with the team. We're making content. Where you're gonna turn on. You're gonna be on, but you're still you.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think anyone's not them.
You're a
on
heightened
camera.
version of yourself.
That even sounds like it's
Even
like a
still,
different
yeah.
thing. Like it's still like you're still you right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Well,
still me. Well,
I'm just kidding.
I think
100%.
I think you are like where like. Because I feel like you're just as on off camera as on camera. Like Arasha has like her little things that she steps into depending on like the creative of the video. So it's like, I get that. But like, I don't think we ever feel like we're like, okay, this isn't real Arasha I'm talking to.
right.
It's
No one feels like they're
never that.
pretending.
Arasha's like such a sweetie when she's off camera, and she
Yeah.
does these little, like she knows how to play these games, but she also has this like mischievous side.
Yeah.
But then off camera, she's also has the sweet side that I feel like not a lot of people see on camera.
That's true.
Interesting,
I
yeah.
think it's that on camera we lean in to
Yeah.
like things as a joke,
That's
right?
real.
For instance, I
Yeah.
think of like Beppardy with like Angela, and there's been times when they're like, oh, Angela thinks 9/11 happened in 2011.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, if that happened off camera, it would have been like, oh yeah, no, for sure, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
we would have just kind of breezed past it. But on camera, it's like, oh, let's lean in. Let's lean
It's
into
all about
this.
making moments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we know, like, oh, I said something stupid there. Let me keep going. As opposed
Like
to
that's
in,
funny. Let me lean in.
Yeah.
as opposed
exactly.
to off camera, it's like, oh, I said something stupid. Yeah, disregard that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I feel like people who meet you in person as they get to know you more, it's like your interests and stuff, and like your vibe is probably a little more different than on camera. Like, I think for a long time, fans just thought you were like this dumb, bro-y, like sports guy, and that's like not it at all.
yeah, I do see a lot of fans saying stuff like, anytime I do anything in real life or like make any sort of choice, they're like, oh wow, someone must have helped him with that. And I'm just like, okay, you know, like, I do actually do
I feel
stuff.
like those Smosh Mouth might have shifted.
I think so
that.
too. A huge.
Because
Yeah.
you're so different and have such a.
It's true.
You're more you in Smosh.
Yeah.
Totally,
You.
totally.
You're still
You.
you. You're you the whole time. All right. Our next question is for Courtney.
Oh baby.
At Academic Mode 7603 for Courtney. As someone who has directed many of the large Smosh productions, which directors inspire you the most? And what would be your dream project to direct?
I'm gonna like disconnect the person from like the artist, I guess, just as like a protection thing, cause like, not a protection thing, like just cause some of these directors have had some like weird stuff about them online, but it's the movies that I've watched and have really impacted me. And it's movies that are like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies of James Gunn, you know, like where it's just such a cool aesthetic. And Wes Anderson, you know?
Yep.
But I also like, and obviously we couldn't be more different people, but as a comedian who's then made like really aesthetically strong, really cool projects, Jordan Peele is like so
100%.
incredible, so incredible. Like, and how different the movies are. I just like, I'm so amazed by his mind. And then to be a comedian and then to also dip into horror, which the two genres kind of really do have like so many, it's tension and breaking tension.
Yep.
So there's a lot of inspiration there. And like, I would really love to direct some crazy music videos, like crazy music videos. And you know, if it ever becomes something within my reach, like a movie would be so cool. But I can't picture that for myself right now. But then again, 5 years ago, I never pictured myself directing at all. So who knows? Thank you for that question. Thanks for letting me freaking rant.
At Existential Dread 4. Hey, baby. To Shane. If you were in a room with all of your characters and had to pick one of them to defend you and the rest to attack, so they're like your dogs.
Yeah.
Which one would you pick and why?
Why?
I feel like that's easy. I mean, Courtney freaking Miller is, I've kind of over
I
the
thought
years
you were gonna say The
explained.
Chosen.
The Chosen would be up there, but Courtney freaking Miller, I mean, I basically described as being more powerful than the universe
It's like a god,
itself.
yeah.
Like truly
Yeah.
it's just a ridiculous joke that just keeps getting elevated. So probably Courtney freaking Miller, but I feel like based on everything we've set out and laid out, they wouldn't actually ultimately be on my side. They would defeat everyone
They'd be
else
doing their
and then
own
also
thing.
turn on me and then destroy me. Like, hey, that's kind of the bit. So I'm kind of screwed no matter what in
The
that
Chosen
room.
would like talk for too long, like have a
Yeah.
whole conversation. They'd be like,
I feel like
The Chosen would be like, if I have prep time, then I can do this. But
it's so funny when I hear Courtney freaking Miller, I don't hear my name. I don't.
I know. It's a.
I don't even.
not
hear
in
my
there.
name.
And with that, we're moving on to our second cocktail and our spicier
Oh,
question.
so now I can feel better about finishing it. Shall we come with you?
Please stay at the table.
Okay.
And our second cocktail, yet to be poured, because I want it to be fresh, is the last word. We all know it. It's green chartreuse, lime, Luxardo Liqueur, and gin.
Favorite.
This is one of my favorites.
Truly, one of my favorite cocktails.
It is so good.
So good.
Amanda and I had one basically
the other
2 nights
night.
ago. Let me bring them over. There's a reason I'm not a bartender and why I didn't do like full-blown service. It's because I am a full-blown klutz. And this is the most anxiety I've ever had in my life. And I'm walking 3 feet.
You're getting through it, mate.
Feeling it.
Hey.
And it
It's
looks
just-
stunning.
It's just balancing a coupe or a martini glass. I'm
Yeah.
like so screwed
Yeah.
every time.
Glasses are really
Perfect.
nice.
Look how pretty they are.
Cheers.
We didn't charge the last
Cheers to
one.
the last word.
Cheers.
Happy New Year's Eve.
This is airing a lot longer
Yeah.
than normal.
Yep.
Wow.
So good.
Gosh, I feel like I'm in a dark bar with a candlelight and you can't even see each other and we're just like, woo!
This is my kind of drink. I mean, people know I have grave mouth, so like I love drinks that punch you in the face.
They're into, yep, Sam.
Yep.
I need it because I need a lot of flavor.
Yeah, same. I just want my mouth to be attacked by
Yes,
flavor.
that's why I love orange wine, which you love too.
I love orange wine. I like funky.
Hey, baby, let's move on to our next round.
Yeah, they've been waiting for a check-in. I've
know.
also been waiting for a check-in.
How
I'm
are
having
you
a
doing?
blast too.
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. With these more intense drinks come more intense questions. Let's move on. What was the first impression you guys had of each other? And I don't think they mean like when you first did an impression of your friends.
Oh, that's exactly what I was
Same.
thinking of.
No, I think it means like how
I was
did
like,
you feel
I
about-
walked like Shane pretty recently.
God. I think mine for you might be a little like stupid. You know, I was like, because not that you were stupid. My impression of you, I was stupid for what I was thinking. That's what.
Okay, tell me.
Because I saw you and you were a potential new cast member, and it was like, oh, what potential does this person have? And I was like, wow, she could be a really great opposite to Ian, because Ian always just be writing in date scenes on sketches. So I was like, oh my god,
so many date scenes with Ian. Truly, it was like,
it's stupid.
all right, Amanda, you're on a date with Ian. I was like, all right.
I remember when you came into the audition, you talked about how you were in Sunday Company at Groundlings. I was immediately like, oh well, we should just cast this person. And I remember just immediately when you walked out, I was like, well, she was in Sunday Company at Groundlings. This is insane. The opportunity is absolutely nuts.
That's sweet.
That was my first impression. So it was less of like a vibe, and it was more like on paper, I'm like, that resume is crazy. I knew how impressive that was.
Yeah,
I was
I didn't
like,
get to see
we
that.
are not gonna get that opportunity again.
That's so sweet.
My first impression of you is that you're f***ing stupid.
Oh.
No, you are the most like open person ever. Like that's your gift on this earth. And so like your first impression was like the same impression I have of you now. You're always like open and awesome. And my first impression of both of you separately, obviously, you I was like intimidated by in the way that it was like, this is a very talented person who like has been here a while and knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And obviously the same, but like I was also like in awe of you and your like commanding nature while still
wow.
being like balanced.
Oh, wow.
So it was just like, I was like, you know, we all have our own strengths and our own things, and that's what hit me first. And it was all very impressive, and which is a little scary, but also very cool. And everyone was very open and down to play, and that's like the best part about working with everybody.
The best.
It's funny looking back, because it's similar to Spencer with you, where I'm like, I don't remember what our first interaction was.
No,
because there was so much time back at Defy where we were just kind of running parallel.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like when I first saw you, you looked like you had like the look to me. You looked like a sack of shit. No. I was like you. I don't know why. I remember seeing you in the mythical in the Defy office and being like, this person has been on the internet. Like you looked like someone who would have a YouTube channel. Like I don't know why. It was just like you had a very distinct look and like way about you that I was like, this is a person who could be an internet personality. I thought you might have had your own thing going on at the time.
Nice.
The first time I saw you, I think it was in a sketch, and you were partnered with Spencer. And I was like, oh, they're funny. I remember this.
yeah.
It was like, I think it was when it was like our water was breaking in the office.
Oh, and we're the...
And I had just,
Yeah.
yes, and you guys like come in, and you guys were like I was like, oh, they're so like committed and so fucking funny.
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw you, I think. And then when I saw Shane, I worked with Shane, I think first, and it was in a sketch. And I remember thinking, oh shit, like he gets it. Like I said something really out of pocket during an improv, and he laughed like the normal laugh that he does that makes your like, I'm on top of the world laugh. And I was like, oh, okay, he gets it. And also like, I didn't offend him.
Great.
Cool. That's cool.
Awesome.
And I didn't work with you, right off the bat.
No.
I remember that, but I had heard about you from Steph.
Oh yeah.
She was like, oh my God, Courtney Miller, of course.
Our mutual
and I was
friend
like,
from Vine.
oh my God. But we hadn't worked together, but we always had such great talks while we were in like the holding area, but we hadn't had much like.
No, it really wasn't until like this era that we got super close.
At Inkwaves Art asks, what expectations did each of you go into Smosh with when you first joined the team? And did the expectations turn out to be true or wildly different?
Zero. None. I didn't know anything. I didn't think I was gonna get that at all. I was like so in my own shit. I was like, they seem really funny. I was like, I don't think I'm right for this channel. Like, but I mean, I would love it, but like, I don't know.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And so none. So it's exceeded my expectations tremendously.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started back in 2015, when I was just like an actor waiting by the phone for auditions. I was so excited, because I am a workaholic, and I was, but I didn't have like, besides going to school, which is part of the reason I think I kept going to school, was because I had work to do. But when I first joined, I remember being like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a 9-to-5 job. I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited to show up and have work to do. And like, oh man, I'm gonna have to do so much work. It's gonna be crazy. And then those first like 2 years, there was like nothing to do. We're like just chilling, doing nothing, I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I had just had more fun with it. But at the time, I really was craving like challenge and stuff. And we were really just kind of chilling in an office room, just being told like, yeah, make some vines or something.
Yeah.
It's like, it was cool. I was very grateful for it still, but it was so much nothingness.
Yeah.
Now the job nowadays is what I think I expected, but it just took 7 or 8 years to get there.
Now is like, holy shit, this is the best job ever. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's far busier, but I'm grateful for it.
fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I know
is very fulfilling.
it straight up the assignment at work for those like first few months, especially for Olivia, Keith, and Noah, was just watch YouTube videos, just get acquainted.
You know what's really funny though is like on Smosh Mouth, I make fun of you for being offline, but when I joined Smosh, I was truly offline.
When I joined Smosh, I was offline.
I had no social. I did not.
I am vindicated.
I did not.
Yeah.
I have felt so alone.
When I joined Smosh, I didn't use social media. I kind of hated it. I was not really up to date with stuff.
Same.
And so when I started, I remember being like, all right, I'm gonna make a Vine account. I'm gonna like learn all this shit.
I gotta watch all these videos and know what this is.
I truly was not up to date with hardly anything.
So you didn't do the work.
I'm stunned because I had a Vine account.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I saw
I did
it.
Vines all the time with Steph, and I was like, this is fun. I love 5 seconds. And I would edit them, and I loved
It was
them.
6 seconds, but
Oh,
Guess you were lying.
That's why you failed.
yeah, probably.
that's
It's
why you
true.
At Calm Car, Jesus.
God.
At Calm Car 9882 asks for Tommy. Oh, what was the process of transforming from crew to cast like? What was the process like? Or what is it like straddling those two positions? Okay.
what was it like? Straddling?
Yeah.
Straddling is an interesting word.
I love it.
So I think it's like time for an on-camera clarification. There was no moment that I wasn't crew and I became cast. There wasn't like you're cast now, and now you're not crew. I work here. I have a full job.
Yep.
I started with a full job, and then I got put on camera, and then I'm on camera and doing this full job. And because I can do comedy, I'm like talking to you. Because I can do comedy, they would put me in like the crew try not to laughs at the end of the year, because it's like, well, Tommy will kick it off at a good level and warm up. We can count on him to warm it up. So I'd like do that, but it's like I was already like very much to the eyes of everyone here like cast already. But it wasn't until like more recently that conversations happened and things got taken off my plate and things got shifted around for me to be in more videos properly in the same way that everyone else is able to, because I basically had proved myself or whatever, but there was enough people and enough success and enough fluidity that we were able to pass off some stuff to some freelancers and move some things around. So now I have more free time as a person at this job to help produce stuff, to help be in videos, and so my time is being used more creatively now, and my brain is most of the TikToks on the TikTok account. That's my main situation.
Yeah. True.
Instagram Reels, 43,000 new followers on Instagram in a month.
Yes, honey.
Thank you
So that's
Yes.
my job, but my job is this. We have our last question. At Tipsy Daffodil asks, what is the juiciest btst that we would never know? So here's one that I remember. It was awesome and awful. At one point after, this is pre-pandemic, after like a holiday party, I don't remember what kind of party, we were in North Hollywood and we were like, let's just kick it and go to the tiki place down the street. And so like, I remember it was like Shane, me, and someone else, we walked, everyone else like scootered, we ended up there at the same time. How'd that work? And we end up getting one of those big bowls where they
It's
pour
called like
like
the scorpion or something.
a scorpion bowl.
where they pour in every kind of alcohol at once and they light the middle on
151.
fire.
It's 151
Yep.
at the top. Nightmare.
Shane and I think one or two other people were helping ourselves to the scorpion bowl.
Oh, big mistake.
And the next day at work, I barely made it. And I didn't live that far away, but I remember it felt like a trek to get to work because I was so hungover. And I just remember I'm like crawling through the office, and then so is Shane. We were both like, "Are you?"
Oh my
I
God.
haven't watched it in a minute, but the So Random reunion episode of Smosh Cast, we recorded that day.
Oh
my God.
And I was
People are gonna go back to that.
So
right
you were
now.
hungover as
That was a rough
annihilated.
night. I
But
was at
nobody,
rough.
nobody, as far as I remember, nobody commented anything. I managed to like hold it, and luckily it's a podcast, so I can be
Right.
very chill. It's 4 people. It's Damien, Matthew Scott, Allison, and I.
Oh my God, dude.
Wow.
This has been great.
But I remember being like, "Holy shit, I have to do this."
Yeah.
I'm pretty
I just
sure.
got to edit, so I
I'm
don't
pretty
have to
sure.
do
Maybe I'm
everything.
wrong. Maybe that was a different night I was hungover, but I'm almost absolutely certain.
No, you
that
had
was,
shit to do. I remember you being
I
like,
remember being like, I have to record something. I recorded a video that day,
I was
and
like,
I remember being like, oh my God, I have to
Terrible.
do this, and it was a nightmare.
I remember that night.
yeah.
That was
trough
rough.
of alcohol.
Yeah.
is actual.
Yeah.
We used to like have it because it was all around the East Coast. It was like, you want a scorpion bowl, right? It is death.
It's death.
It's actually, it's a death sentence.
Uh-huh.
And then you wake up in the middle of the night going, like when the mummy's like, you're like
all dry and
All the
sandy.
beetles crawling in.
Yes, exactly.
Brendan Fraser's like,
Yeah, I think that's a fun little BTS one.
Great.
I think it's not necessarily like tea, like what they're probably asking for, but I think something that I think a lot of our fans sometimes misjudge when they're like, oh, I wish they would continue this series, or why can't they just film more of this thing? Like, I understand when our fans love something that we do, but I think there's a lot of times when we're filming stuff and it's a job, and there's anything that we do is so hard. I'm thinking particularly of like Sword AF, you know, like season 2, people were upset the way that it rolled out, but it was like, it's so much work, and it is so much fun, but it's so much work. And I know people wanted to season 3,
prep and
but I'm like,
post,
it's a lot of work to run a D&D session,
Yeah.
and to film it
Yep.
is really hard.
Yep.
So I think it's more just understanding the job element of
Yeah,
everything.
it's many, many hours. It's hours and hours of improv and prep and being energized and getting good sleep and also having an outside life outside of this.
And
job.
we're always doing all the other things we're doing
Yeah.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Because all 4 of us work here full time.
Yeah.
literally, yeah.
We're helping produce,
Whoa.
we're helping ideate, we're helping facilitate other cast members.
Yep.
Like we have
Yeah.
things that we're doing all the time, and then
Right.
it's like, go be funny, go do your thing. And
Yeah.
so it's,
I think it's the amount of pressure we're putting on ourselves for these shoots
oh,
too.
of course.
Yeah, when you're full time, I feel like, and it could be with freelance too, but it's like, there's just a really like almost like a personal ownership over certain
sure.
projects sometimes. So you
sure.
have to like check yourself. And so it can be like, oh, you want to make sure you have a healthy dynamic with your job, and when you're full time, it's definitely
Right.
intense.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really fun round,
That was a good
guys.
question. Thanks for chatting and drinking with me.
Oh my God,
was
this was
great.
amazing. This was
What's
so
the bill? Are we gonna split it or?
$6,000.
I'll Venmo you.
I'm waiting. Should I pull out my phone and look at it? Wait.
Well, I'm gonna send it when I
A few
get
questions.
home.
Gonna ask you a few questions.
Tip $6,000, $8,000, $20,000.
Yeah, I'll send it when I get home. My phone's not charged. Wow.
Okay.
No, but thank you for these beautiful cocktails.
Of course.
So great.
Cheers to
Oh, boy.
friendship.
And be
Friendship.
and yapping.
Yeah.
Friendship and yapping.
yapping.
Hey, baby. Thanks for watching this. Thanks for watching and hanging out with us. Hey, we love you so much. If you want us to do this again, let us know. We, of course, did this before with Quartz ramen. That was delicious. If you want to see another cast member bring in something they love, let us know. If you want us to do more cocktails, let me know. I'm happy to drink at work.
That's right.
Hey, like the video maybe too. Hey, we'll see you later. We love you so much. And goodbye.
Bye, baby.
Bye, baby.
Bye.